Hey everybody, I'm Eric Oberempt, and you're listening to Be Authentic or Get the Fuck Out. We talk about real shit, what's on our minds, and don't give a fuck if it makes you feel a little uncomfortable. So sit back, strap in, and get ready for some real shit. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Be Authentic or Get the Fuck Out. I'm your host, Eric Oberempt. Thanks for tuning in again. Housekeeping, like we always do, we don't have sponsors. Everything is paid for by me, D&M Roofing, and we give all of our money that we can to Roofers in Recovery. So we don't have any fucking money for this thing. I don't have sponsors. One of the reasons we don't is so we can say whatever the fuck we want, whenever the fuck we want. So the cost of admission is please share this shit so more people can see it, so more people can hear it, and so hopefully that they hear something today in this episode that helps them become a better version of themselves. So fucking share the shit, please. Thank you. Okay, so we are here again at Storm into the New Era. This is, man, I don't even know what episode this is of Storm, but I'm having such a fun time getting to connect with people that I wouldn't get to on a normal daily basis, where I wouldn't necessarily pick up the phone and say, hey, can you shoot down to Houston, come down to the studio so we can do an episode. This has given me an opportunity to sit down and get to know people a little bit better than what I did before. So I'm really excited to introduce my next guest today, Mr. John Laub.
Yes, thank you.
How do you say Laub? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
Fuck
don't worry
me.
about
I knew
it.
I said it wrong.
Hey, it's okay.
I heard your wife say it, and I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
I know I say it wrong.
It's like loud, but with a B.
Got it. Okay, cool, man. Thank you for being here. You're here emceeing Storm today, which you've been great. This has been awesome. It's been a great event. We're wrapping up today with the gala, with the Roofers in Recovery Gala. I'm super excited, obviously, for that because I'm super passionate about Roofers in Recovery. The reason that I was excited to have you on today is because not just because like you've got a story and you've got a past and you've got all that, but like, I mean, even in the last, 5 to 8 years, you've went through a transformational phase in your life, right? And kind of bouncing back and forth, like with certain people that you're hanging out with, not hanging out with, wanting to be better. You know what I mean? Like having conflicting,
Absolutely.
I'm assuming conflicting, feelings in your life of what the fuck am I doing but I want to do this. Does that make sense? Is that?
Yes. When you see success early on in your life and you taste money, options, you're eager for, when you lose, as much as I've learned, and the best thing that's ever happened to me was losing and filing bankruptcy and coming from this high, rooftop, let's call it, but mountaintop of, pretty much having what I wanted when I wanted it and abusing it with drugs and alcohol and, divorces and bankruptcy, all sorts of stuff that just was a crisis in my life, right? So I lost it all, which was great. But like you said, in the last, let's say 7-8 years, when you're back, I got in the roofing business. And so you get in the roofing business, and all of a sudden in 2009, I got in, started a company in 2010. I started to make money right away. $3 million my first year selling roofs with 4 guys, and I'm selling the most of them, so the money's good. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you get back into competition, your ego takes over.
Sure.
My ego definitely took over.
Yeah.
I did $3 million my second year. I scaled the third year to 2 other cities outside of Charlotte, Dallas and Louisville. Hired people to operate, trusted people. It wasn't like when I owned the lending company and I scaled. There was like this, there was this integrity in the management that I had in different offices.
Right.
That was different than in roofing.
It's a little different.
It's a little different because it's so easy for somebody to go to a neighborhood or go meet somebody or a friend or relative to do a roof.
Right.
And they really don't need the roofing company at times. And they
they
don't need them.
Right.
Even if they're on an IC agreement, an independent contracting agreement,
right.
They don't need them. So here I am trying to build this company. I'm going to show this roofing business what Johnny Laub is made of. Yeah. Even though I had been in the water, saved, got off cocaine and the things that were bringing my life to a halt so many times.
Right.
Losing time with my children.
Yeah.
So I was on a good path. But the pruning that needed to still be done with my ego, and like you said earlier, your question was about, who you hang out with, who you don't. That transformation. People have seen a shift in me the last 3-4 years, especially with Shannon in my life.
Yeah.
Having somebody so strong like her. around me and with me, and her and I working through alcoholism.
Yeah.
She's been over 3 years sober. You know,
hers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I met her. I didn't know she was an alcoholic. She doesn't mind me saying this. She laughs every time.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I need to know her better.
Yes, Yeah, she has a story.
Yeah, I just mean on a personal level. Those are the people that I like to know. That, you know what I mean? Like that's close to me. It's like family.
Yeah, she had 4 TV shows and was the last Miss Winston Cup. She was on MTV, Wanna Be a VJ, second season runner-up, almost had her own show. She's a talented, amazing, and after,
she's been sober for how long now? 3 years?
Just over 3 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and good for her.
Yeah, she went through a lot, and so walking with her in that path.
Yeah.
And not knowing how to deal with somebody.
Right.
That I learned through Al-Anon, right? It's the disease, not the
good for
person.
you.
It's the behavior, not the person. It's hard to like.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, girl?
Right.
Like, stop.
Yeah, stop it.
Why are you going to bed with a glass of wine on the bedside table?
Right.
And why we opened a yoga studio for her, and she relapsed. And I'm not. This is all learning. This is part of our story.
Yeah.
And this is a good part because we learned and we recovered. She's recovered. And so through the transition of me and my ego wanting to be, I'm going to go show everyone in the roofing business not who I am. I'm back. Because when you lose, it's a scary place.
Yeah.
And it's a lonely place.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to it. Yeah. Because it was a good place as well.
Yeah.
But then I used my ability and I got back into it. And then I let go a little bit, something about having success, and then stop doing the things that got you back there.
Yes.
And I'm really good at that.
And so that's a sobriety thing too, right? Because the reason that a lot of people relapse is that a lot of people get like that first year, and they're like, I got this shit fucking figured out, right? I can kind of do whatever I want. I can kind of rest on my laurels. I don't really need to work a program. I don't really need to talk to other alcoholics. I don't really need to do that. I don't really need to go make amends to that person. I don't really need to, right? Like that one I could leave off. That ends up being the shit that chews you up and brings you back because you sat on it for a little bit. And again, the last guest that we had, we were talking about this, but like recovery and sobriety and the steps and AA and all the stuff that like I do personally to save my life, right? It transcends into every other aspect of your life, even if you're not a fucking alcoholic. You don't have to be a fucking alcoholic to live the principles of the things that we do by, admitting we have a problem. We all got some fucking problem, right? Admit you got a problem.
Come on.
Right? You know what I mean? Like,
come on.
There's so many things that are in that, and if people would take that time to implement that into their life, I mean, I can only assume, look what it's done for Shannon.
Yeah.
Right?
It's unbelievable.
It's
incredible. And there's so many layers when you're talking, and you're talking about, so alcoholism. And I look at it like this. When I got saved, and I really wanted God to work in and through me, I was changing. I was spending time with my children. I was okay. I was humbled. I got humbled.
Yeah.
So I was humble.
Sometimes
was that my choice? No, I got humbled.
Most of the time you have to get humble for some fucking shit to happen. Most people don't fucking do it on their own.
And it comes back to me when you're talking, if I can be vulnerable and just real, and I don't tell too many people this, but when I was doing cocaine at a high level, I lived in Panama, 2-story penthouse condo.
Yeah.
Partners with Roberto Duran, the king of the country.
Nice.
I have money life is good. I sold a multi-million-dollar company.
Right.
Thinking it's never going to end.
Right.
Real estate market falls in 08.
Right.
I own a lot of real estate.
Right.
I'm not paying attention to the market. I don't have a mentor. And
right.
My business in Panama never got off the ground because I'm in Panama. I don't go down below the border.
Right.
In a partnership with anybody, or actually
smart.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
You really got the right partnerships.
Let's just stick with don't do it.
Don't. Thank you.
Yeah.
I could use you in a lot of my conversations.
Let's just stick with don't
just
fucking
shut
do
me
it.
off and say, because I can go down these stupid
Let's not
rabbit
give people fucking options.
But, when you have a drink and you're used to cocaine in your life and you have just a shot, tequila.
Yeah.
I'm not an alcoholic. I can not drink.
Right.
And then somebody's holding. I go do a bump in the bathroom or something.
Yep.
So even when I was doing well and on my way, I would dabble here and there.
Sure.
It just depends on who happened to be there or whatever.
Yeah,
it wasn't like the old days where I was at my office, 5 o'clock this, and it was more like, okay, I may do it.
Right.
If you had it and I had
Right.
it and I was feeling a little bit like, oh, no problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
Like you those people, and you have to really watch out who you surround yourself with.
For sure.
And that's kind of what's happened to me in the past few years.
Yeah.
Is just surrounding myself with people like Jack Brewer.
Yeah.
A faith-based brother of mine for 20
Well,
years.
and people that bring you up instead of bringing you down.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that, like, some of those people that bring you down can be very high-level fucking people, but they can affect you in a negative way that's negative to you.
Yeah.
Right? Might not be negative to somebody else.
Right.
I mean, even though
That's
it
true.
probably is, but it is to you.
Yeah.
Right? And so, anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, but you're good. You're right. And it's one of those things, though, I think it is important, and the older we get, the smarter we get with the people we hang around with, because, hey, listen, we're a product of our surroundings, period. If we if whoever we're with, we're the product. Unless we're in the complete transformation specialist, I'm going to change everybody.
Yeah,
It just ain't going to happen. People are people. They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and especially a man.
Yep.
And so it's important to kind of be aligned with people that are at least focused in your direction and that stay attuned to that direction. I think that drugs and alcohol are a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. With alcohol, I learned that with Shan. With drugs, it was me. And I didn't even think of myself. I would have denied probably in most conversations. I haven't touched it in 12 years,
right?
13, 14 years, whatever that's been.
Yeah.
But it happened over time. And now I'm at a spot where it doesn't even desire. There's no desire. There's nothing like that. But, that's been the basic change for me, I think, in my life, is just the last few years is trying to align myself with people that are wanting to help other people.
Yeah.
That's where I get my joy.
I believe that again, I never say that I have regrets or anything like that, because if I wouldn't have had all the shit that I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be able to help the people that I help today, and I wouldn't be able to talk to the people. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be in the situations, because I would just be some boring fucking schmuck that didn't have, you know what I mean? Like, my past and my history is literally what makes me who I am and gives me the ability to have the conversations that I can have today. But if you don't truly know, not just by reading a fucking book, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't truly know what evil looks like, you can't know what good really looks like.
Right.
Does that make sense?
100%.
But
100%.
like, you can read a book, right? Like, these people that have been sheltered their whole life, you can go read a book. They're like, well, I know what evil looks like. Bitch, no, you don't.
Right.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You don't know what it looks like finding the drug dealer at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning because you run out of fucking coke and you're going for another 2 days.
Numbers,
Everybody.
And you look like you're looking in the carpet.
You're
in your car.
crazy.
Where did I drop it? Did I leave some? It's absolutely.
You don't know the insanity
it's
that
insanity.
comes with that level of evil that there is. But because you've went through that, and I've went through that you can see it so fucking clear now. But it gives you the ability to see what good is so clear. And you can see people that are pretending to be fucking good, but they're really hiding as that. And those are the people that make me even more angry than the evil, because the evil knows who the fuck they are, and at least they own their shit. But the ones that are pretending to be good and really fucking aren't behind the scenes, that's why I made this show. Be authentic or get the fuck out. The idea was, you come out and you be exactly who the fuck you are. You own it and you're not ashamed of it. You don't have to pretend to be good. If you're bad, if you're fucking bad, just be bad and be the best bad motherfucker you can. I don't care. I don't give a shit. It's not my job to make you better. It's not my job to make you better. But my job is, if you want to be good and you want to be better and you want my help, I'm here to help you with that. It's not my job to convert you. I'm not going on a Mormon mission and knocking on your fucking door and telling you what you need to do. Right? I'm here in recovery for the people that want the help. So the way that we end every show is I always give the guest the last 2 minutes. I always give the guest the last 2 minutes, because I know that there's always stuff that like comes up in the back of your throat a little bit, or in your mind, that you're like, oh, I wanted to say that, but it didn't go that way. Or you know what I mean? Or somebody didn't mention something. So this is when I give the guest 2 minutes to just tell the audience what you want to leave them with, and selfishly what you want to leave me with.
Well, I think when I see authenticity anywhere, authentic, that word, I think of how difficult it is and how easy it is at the same time. Like, in this industry, in the roofing industry, for instance, like I feel like I'm misconstrued as this ego-centered, guy that maybe he thinks he's holier now, but he lives like this.
Right.
When I'm an authentic, messy human being, that's just messy.
Right.
And that is trying to be the best I can be,
Yep.
trying to do what I can for others because I know that I like doing for others, to be honest
Yep.
with you. And I do that not just for my own gratification or for you to say it on this podcast. It's that, man, I just feel like I've been given so many second chances
Yep.
and so much forgiveness
Yep.
and so much love in my life, from the 9mm to my head in Panama, just like asking God.
And you have to look back and go, what did I do to deserve that?
What was I doing? Yeah, what was I doing to myself? And
Yeah.
now I'm just grateful I have the chance with my kids. So
That's
to
awesome.
spend that time, because I always like to tell people, kids spell love Time, and it's our children that we need to dial into, spend time with, and I wasn't doing that before.
Yeah.
If I didn't lose everything, I went to bed at every practice and every game in a 900 square foot house, a 3-bedroom, 1 bath with a family of 5 in 2009.
Wow.
Humbled with an old Honda Accord coming from Benz's yachts,
Yeah.
homes, penthouses.
That's fucking
And you
humbling.
know what? I was so happy.
Yeah.
Because I was with the people that I was supposed to be with. So
Isn't it funny how the last 3 episodes have literally all went to kids and time? Literally, my last 3 guests, we ended the show talking about kids, time, and foundation with them. So, John, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're busy. You're emceeing. We're killing this event. I absolutely love it. I'm glad that you got to be a part of it. I'm glad I got to be here. I'm glad that we got to spend a little more time together, get to know each other, and I hope that we stay connected after this and stay in touch and get to know each other on another level.
No, I appreciate it, Eric. You're a gentleman, a professional, and it's just good to finally spend time with you.
I'm neither of those things, but thank you for saying it.
Well, yeah, he's a little bit of a professional. You can say the F word and be a pro.
I know.
Yeah, look at that guy right there. Huh? Look at that guy. He is an asshole.
He's deep in thought.
You do look like him.
He's deep
you do
in
look
thought.
mean.
I'm deep in thought.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And remember, everybody, the way that we end every podcast, remember, be authentic or get the fuck out.
You can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Yeah. Swipes.